Promises made, promises kept. A review of major campaign promises and achievements. During the presidency, the success of a presidency is often measured by the promises made during the campaign trail and the subsequent achievements in office. This article delves into a detailed analysis of major campaign promises and the extent to which they were fulfilled during the presidency, assessing both tangible outcomes and overarching themes of governance. Economic policies and job creation. One of the cornerstone promises of the presidency was economic revitalization, with a strong focus on job creation and strengthening domestic industries. Central to this agenda were tax reforms and deregulation. 1. Tax reforms. The administration passed significant tax legislation which included substantial corporate tax cuts aimed at boosting business investment. 1. While supporters lauded these measures for invigorating the economy and lowering unemployment, critics argued that the benefits disproportionately favored large corporations and the wealthy. 2. Manufacturing revival. Promises to reinvigorate manufacturing and bring jobs back to the country were partially achieved. 2. Reports indicated some growth in the manufacturing sector, but global economic trends and automation posed challenges to sustaining long-term growth in this area. Healthcare reform remained a polarizing topic throughout the presidency. Key campaign promises included reducing the cost of prescription drugs and repealing and replacing existing healthcare laws. 1. Prescription drug costs. Efforts to lower prescription drug prices saw mixed results. 1. While certain executive orders targeted price transparency and importation of cheaper drugs, widespread systemic changes were limited. 2. Repeal and replace. Despite promises to overhaul existing healthcare legislation, the administration faced legislative hurdles. 2. Attempts to repeal major components of the healthcare framework were met with resistance, leaving much of the previous system intact. Immigration policies. Immigration was one of the most contentious issues of the presidency, with promises to secure borders, build a border wall, and reform the immigration system. 1. Border wall. The promise to build a comprehensive border wall saw some progress, with portions of the wall constructed or upgraded. 1. However, funding and legal challenges prevented the full realization of this promise. 2. Immigration system reform. Efforts to introduce merit-based immigration faced legislative stagnation, although administrative policies aimed at stricter enforcement of immigration laws were implemented. Foreign policy and trade. On the international stage, the presidency was defined by an America First approach, emphasizing renegotiated trade deals and a re-evaluation of foreign alliances. 1. Trade agreements. The administration delivered on promises to renegotiate key trade deals such as the USMCA, which replaced NAFTA. 1. These agreements were heralded as victories for American workers and industries, though critics questioned their overall impact on the economy. 2. Military commitments. A commitment to reducing U.S. military presence abroad led to partial troop withdrawals in regions like Afghanistan and the Middle East. 2. These moves were met with mixed reactions, balancing national security concerns with public fatigue over prolonged engagements. Climate and energy policies. Promises regarding energy independence and deregulation of the energy sector were a hallmark of the campaign. Conversely, climate change initiatives were deprioritized. 1. Energy independence. The administration touted significant progress in achieving energy independence, driven by increased domestic production of oil and natural gas. 2. Climate initiatives. Withdrawal from international climate agreements and the rollback of environmental regulations aligned with campaign promises, but drew criticism from environmental groups and global allies. Judicial appointments. A less publicized but impactful area of achievement was the appointment of federal judges, including Supreme Court justices. These appointments were in line with campaign promises to reshape the judiciary and were seen as a major accomplishment by supporters. Social and cultural issues. The presidency's approach to social and cultural issues polarized the nation. Promises to uphold traditional values resonated with some, while others viewed the administration's stance as divisive. 1. Criminal justice reform. Bipartisan criminal justice reform legislation was a notable achievement, addressing sentencing disparities and promoting rehabilitation. 2. Cultural division. Rhetoric and policies surrounding issues such as race, gender, and LGBTQ plus rights heightened cultural divisions, leaving a mixed legacy. Assessment of success. Evaluating the success of the presidency in keeping campaign promises requires a nuanced approach. While significant strides were made in areas like tax reform, trade agreements, and judicial appointments, other promises, notably healthcare reform and comprehensive immigration overhaul, remained unfulfilled. External factors such as economic conditions and congressional dynamics also played a role in shaping outcomes. Conclusion: the legacy of this presidency reflects a combination of achievements and setbacks, with successes often shadowed by controversy. For supporters, it stands as a testament to delivering on key promises, while critics argue that many initiatives fell short of their transformative potential. Ultimately, the measure of promises made, promises kept is subjective, shaped by individual perspectives and the broader socio-political context of the era.